And now, to give us her welcome remarks, let us listen to Ma'am Carmen Roldan, Grade 10 Coordinator.
Okay, to our very lovable, generous, and oozing with freshness principal, Ma'am Caroline C. Simon, Ma'am Kai. Uh, of course, to our co-teachers, no? Grade 10 teachers, advisor, and of course to our very dear students dahil para sa inyo talaga to. So, I hope na mag-enjoy kayo habang nakikinig kasi kailangan nyo pong sagutin din no, yung ibang classmates ninyo kasi iilan lang po tayo ang student dito sa GMIT kasi hindi pala tayo kayang i-accommodate. Kala namin 250, 100 lang pala, sir. So, short tayo. So, welcome kayo dito sa kauna-unang first grade 10 online orientation on integrative summative assessment. As what Ma'am Rachelle said kanina, one for all. No? Ito yung sinasabi ko na one for all. Bakit one for all? One performance para sa lahat. No? So, malilesen siguro ang burden ng mga estudyante to review all the subjects this time. So, kung paano mangyayari yon, so mga anak, lalo ng mga mahal kong mga estudyante na nandirito, so makinig po tayong mabuti dahil hindi po para sa aming mga teachers to, kundi para po sa inyo. Okay, so welcome po sa Grade 10 Online Orientation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Roldan. And now, we have some reminders. Reminder number 1, use the chat box for comments, questions, and clarifications. Okay, so as much as possible, wag na po muna tayo mag-unmute ng mic to avoid the background noise. Second, all concerns will be answered during the open forum. Feel free to write on your questions. However, we could not address it right away. We do have the open forum part of the program later on. Third, make sure to sign in the attendance link to be given before the orientation ends. Okay, so ang attendance po natin for today will be before the end of the orientation to make sure po na lahat kayo ay naririto pa rin. Bakit? Dahil kayo nga ang magiging representatives ng inyong mga sections. Okay, so now let us have a special message to be given by our dearest principal, Ma'am Caroline C. Simon.
Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon, Ma'am Rachel. Thank you so much. Lalo kang gumaganda. Siyempre, lahat ng mga grade 10 teachers nandito, right? Do we have parents here?
We are not sure, ma'am, pero we asked them to have their parents po with them.
Okay. I hope there are parents here so that they would understand the things that our students will be doing for the next 3 grading periods. Paano? And so to all the teachers, grade 10 teachers, good afternoon. And first and foremost, I'd like to congratulate everyone for really moving forward from the day one that we have learned in how to do the integrative or the integrative assessment so that we'll be able to foster academic ease among our students and at the same time also among our teachers. For the students out there who are listening, I hope you will appreciate this effort of the school, not only of the teachers, but also of our Department of Education, so that it will make our task as students or learners easier and even efficient as we are trying to really help you on how to manage and cope up with the demands of online distance learning and even with the printed modular learning. We understand your hesitations, we understand your doubts, and even we understand that at some points you already are complaining with the humongous, with the bulk of work that you have to do. But you have to bear with this kind of setup as we are trying also to adjust everything so that we'll be able to deliver instruction at the same time, be able to foster learning from among you, dear students. And I hope this integrated assessment, according to Ma'am Carmen Roldan a while ago, This is one for all for one, because in one assessment or one written work, this will be used for every subject that you are attending. At some point also, there will be some performance tasks. Say, for example, one performance task will be good for 4 subjects, but there could be times wherein one performance task could be good for all of the subjects that you are studying. And I guess this is better. I guess this is easier, and at the same time, it will make our work as students lighter. And I hope you will appreciate the efforts that our teachers are doing, just so that they could think of the best summative assessment, which is good for each and every one of you, thinking all of your capacity, thinking all of your situations, thinking all of your differences, and at the same time, thinking the kind of learning that you want to gain from you. And at the same time, sana makita nyo yung kagandahan nito, sapagkat in this integrative assessment, you will get to learn every competencies, and yet you are doing lesser work. Huwag yung iisipin na mas pinahirap yung gawain, mas iisipin ninyo na mas mapapadali lahat, because in doing one performance task or written work, you'll be able to submit in all or almost all of the subject area. And I hope that the teachers, the graded teachers, will also suggest this kind of orientation to the other grade levels, because you already have started it today. And at the same time, I hope that the parents also will be informed in this kind of assessment, summative assessment that you are trying to do to help the parents, most especially to help our learners. Good afternoon, everyone, and let us always enjoy learning at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how difficult the learning was, how difficult the situation was, but what matters the most are our valuable experiences, and at the same time, the knowledge and the wisdom, more importantly, that we are getting out of every opportunity that we are doing in terms of doing or submitting something to our teachers. Iisipin natin that this will be an opportunity to learn. This will be a chance for us to be better. And this will be a chance for us to learn more and to collaborate more. So the key word that you're going to use in this kind of assessment is collaboration, cooperation, teamwork. And so by doing this, you'll be able to get to mingle virtually or online with other learners or with other students. And I hope that through this way of assessing your performances, we'll be able to help you in any way that we can. And I just hope that you're going to give feedback to your teachers, the difficulties or the challenges that you met, that you will meet along the way. And at the same time, it will also be very good if you could also give us feedback on the most important things that you have enjoyed in doing or conducting the different activities. Good afternoon and enjoy learning.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Carol.
You.
Okay, so that's one thing. Let us have one mindset as we attend this orientation, that this is not for you to have an additional burden, but for us to have an ease. Okay, so to give us an overview and introduction of our uh, integrative summative assessment, let us have Mr. Rolando Barcelon from the Science Department.
Okay, good afternoon to our dear school principal, Ma'am Caroline Sisiman, to our grade 10 coordinator and head teacher in charge. Okay, so we have Ma'am Carmen M. Roldan and Ma'am Christina Spiritu, to our MC, to our teachers, dear teachers, okay, students, parents, good afternoon. Okay, so we would like to welcome everyone for this very first ever. Okay, so we call it as integrative summative assessment. Okay, now, so what is all about integrative summative assessment? Okay, so the integrative summative assessment is actually divided into two. Okay, into two divisions. The first division is, we call it as the integrative summative assessment written works. Then second one is integrative summative assessment performance tasks. Okay, so now these two assessments, okay, so these two forms of assessments or divisions, okay, so were created, during this time of pandemic. Okay, so and these assessments come, okay, with the idea of the Department of Education to instill, okay, academic ease actually. Okay, so ito ay ang goal nito ay para mapadali ang ating performance task or written tasks. Okay, so at the moment, okay, so for today, we are presenting to you, okay, so the integrative summative assessment by way of a performance task. Okay, so that this would be this would be in the form of a performance task. Take note that in the grading system, 50% is credited for written works, and 50% is being credited to your performance task. Okay, so now for every grading period, okay, let's say second grading period, okay, teachers may require performance tasks. However, okay, now to lessen the burden of the students, okay, the Department of Education thought of something, okay, so that can help you, okay, lessen those tasks from every subject. Let us say, okay, for 1 week, there are 8 subjects, and 8 subjects, okay, so may provide different academic tasks or different academic performance tasks. Let us say for Filipino, they can give at least 3 or 4, okay, performance tasks, okay, or 2. Okay, so English, Science, Math, okay, TLE, okay, so ESP, and so on. Okay, so mayroong iba-ibang tasks. Okay, now, so this time, the Department of Education, okay, think of something new. And they come up now with the so-called integrative summative assessment. Okay, now, question. Okay, so, you may ask, sir, why is it that why is it that it might be or that it can be so hard? Okay, so to do that, it's because it's online. Of course, okay, so we cannot deny the fact that we are in the pandemic times. Okay, so we are observing social distancing. Okay, so but at the moment, okay, so we are thinking, or the Department of Education has thought, okay, that technology would be a great advantage to do that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, okay, for grade 10 students, we will be introducing all about performance task. Okay, we call it as Gulayan Sanayon, a vegetable cooking show. Okay, so now, this Gulayan Sanayon, a vegetable cooking show, is just like, okay, it's just like cultivating, or it's just like introducing to you something that you can express different skills. Okay, so different skills gained from different subjects. Okay, so meaning to say, all the skills that you have learned from weeks 1 up to weeks 3, up to weeks 1, 2, 3, or 4, okay, so you are going to apply here in one presentation. Okay, so this could be the idea of the integrative summative assessment. Okay, now take note that this week we are requiring, okay, so, or we are encouraging you to perform this performance task. Okay, we call it as Gulayan Sanayon. Okay, Gulayan Sanayon, a cooking show. Okay, now, ano ba ang gagawin natin doon? Okay, so later on, we'll be introducing to you on how to do it. Okay, so now, Gulayan Sanayon, a cooking show. Take note that it is a cooking show. Okay, now, once it is a show, there are different people involved. There might be different divisions. Okay, so for that task or for that show to come up, and of course, we will be eliciting your creativity, cooperation, and synergy to come up with that particular output. Okay, kumbaga, diskarte nyo na yon. Okay, diskarte nyo na yon kung paano nga ba gagawin. Now, Gulayan Sanayon, you may ask that. Gulayan Sanayon ay cooking show. Paano yun? Parang pagluluto lang ata yun. Parang ang layo naman ata sa ano yun. Ang layo naman ata sa araling panglipunan. Okay, parang ang layo naman na ata yan sa English. Or parang ang layo naman ata niyan sa mathematics. Okay, so parang ang layo naman ata niyan sa science. Okay, now, so those could be some of the questions that you might ask na parang parang maguguluhan ka pa, maguguluhan ka pa. But don't think that. So, it's because pinapadali natin ang gagawin ng bawat isa. Take note that this is the first one, or this is the first ever first ever summative assessment, okay, to be done in our school, and this is in history. So I have been teaching for almost 14 years or 16 years. Medyo matagal na. This is my first time to encounter this Dept Ed recommendation to do an integrative summative assessment. Kumbaga parang this is a very quite different. Okay, so this is quite unique. Okay, so for the students. Of course, tandaan, pag una natin ginagawa, medyo mahirap yan. Okay, kasi una pa nga lang. Okay, so, pero as we go along, okay, so as you encounter, okay, some challenges and as you encounter some solutions to those challenges, okay, so I'm sure we can adapt to it. Okay, so for that matter. Okay, now, so buong grade 10, kay mga magulang, kay mga bata. Okay, so ito po ang hinihiling namin for this week. Okay, so this is a presentation. Gulayan, Sanayon, a vegetable cooking show. Now, with that cooking show, lalabas na po ang bawat skills na required sa ating pag-aaral. Okay, so from the so-called performance standards, content standards, and of course, the application of our most essential learning competencies. Okay, so your cooperation is very encouraged or is very much needed as of this week. Okay, so it's because we cannot make this. We cannot move forward unless, okay, so we can have a try. Kumbaga, let us have a try. Okay, so let us have a try in doing this. Okay, so and you will be put in history. You may say, wow, it's our first ever. It is our first time ever to conduct that integrative summative assessment. And you will be graded, okay, you will be graded in one presentation by 8 teachers or through your 8 subjects. 'Di ba? Parang ang saya nun. Hindi katulad dati ibong Adarna, 'di ba? Grade 7. Magpe-present kayo nun. Ang daming preparation nun, pero isang subject lang damay nun. Okay, so ano pa? Okay, Florante at Laura. Okay, so Filipino lang din 'yon. Okay, Romeo and Juliet. Isang subject lang din 'yon. Pero hindi ngayon. Okay, so kakaiba ngayon. Okay, it's just a vegetable cooking show. Okay, so it's just a vegetable cooking show. Okay, damay na lahat. Okay, di ba? Parang kakaiba to ah. Yes, kakaiba talaga iyan. Okay, so kumbaga, ibang-iba. Ibang-iba. And you will be the first one to taste it. Kumbaga, kayo ang kauna-unahang batch. Okay, batch 2001 to do it. Okay, kumbaga, it's just a matter of your creativity, cooperation, and of course, leadership. Okay, ng class officers. Take note that as an officers, we have to devise ways on how to interact, on how to mingle, on how to produce, and how to lead your classmates. Okay, so with that, okay, so we will be detailing some parts of the vegetable cooking show, okay, as we move with our program. It's just an introduction. Thank you so much, and we pray. We pray for your cooperation. For questions later, you can ask during the open forum. That's all. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much, Sir Roland. Okay, I hope that you're now trying to appreciate the program a little bit. And to give us a more detailed explanation of the whole scenario, let us have the GRASS model to be presented by Dr. George Melvin Duran from the MAPE department. Sir George.
Hello, good afternoon. Okay, I'm going to explain the acronym GRASP. GRASP, G for stands for goal, R for role, A for audience, S for situation, and P, product. The last one is S is the standard. But I'm going to focus only on the GRASP. GRASP defines specific tasks and other information that students or presenters need to know. So, eto dapat talaga ninyong malaman. Gulayan sa nayon. Yung sinabing gulayan means farm, di ba sa English? Kapag sinabi mo namang nayon, it refers to village. So, tayo naman, nandito tayo sa NCR, mas kilala ang nayon sa atin is yung barangay. Para hindi na tayong paikot-ikot. Sa bawat barangay, may mga tinatawag na tatak. Di ba? Tatakbuhin. Hindi ko alam kung saan yon. Tatak. Ha? Tatak. Barangay tagay. Hindi, joke lang. Ang ating nakafocus is yung bawat barangay kung saan tayo nakatira. Permanently. So, limbawa, mga nakatira dyan sa Marti, divided siya sa dalawang barangay. Siya ay Barangay Socorro at Barangay San Roque. Do you understand? For each barangay, meron siyang identity. Kaya huwag kayong mawawala. Kasi yan ang magiging trademark ng inyong groupings kung sakali. If you're going to present the cooking show, don't forget you have your own identity. Okay, let's move on. Goal. To be able to present local vegetable dish through a cooking show, just like in television show. So ang goal talaga nito is yung cooking show. Vegetable. If you remember lesson natin, yung weight management, yung mga MAPE, weight management, at saka yung mga vegetables natin, bakit kumakain ng gulay ang mga tao, lalo ng mga Pilipino, mga estudyante? Kasi ang bawat gulay ay merong benefits tayong nakukuha. First, to prevent ang mga sakit. Second, yung gulay na ito para to make us physically fit. Nowadays, nasa pandemic tayo, napaka-importante ng gulay. At yung mga nagsasuffer na ng mga sakit, hindi syadong malalala ang sa kanilang sakit because we are serving them vegetables. Okay? Ngayon ang style natin is cooking show. Wala siyang pinagkaiba kila Chef Logro tsaka sa ibang chefs na magpe-prepare kayo ng recipe, nakapokus tayo sa gulay. Pwede siyang yung may mga gulay kasi na tinatawag na leaves, di ba, yung mga dahon. Pero dito sa atin, dito tayo sa medyo yung pwede nating lagyan ng shapes, kumbaga pampaganda. We are not doing recipe na pampaganda lang. Kailangan with benefits siya. Let's move sa role. Okay, the students will present a gulayan sa nayon, a vegetable cooking show. This way, the students will assume the role of a chef, cooking show host, with director, and other show staff. So, itong cooking show na to, hindi lang siya may director, kailangan may cameraman. Okay, may assistant siya. Meron ding scriptwriter kasi meron tong question and answer na naka-ready na to, na you have to answer it at sino ang magbe-benefits. Okay? So, kumpleto ito na sa groupings mangyayari. Next is audience. The presentation target audience can be a grade 10 students and other viewers through social media. So, mas ma-clear to mamaya kung ito ay recorded ba or ila-live natin recorded sa FB. It will be discussed later, okay? Situation. The students will pretend that they are in televisions, show their with their presence of a chef, cooking show hosts, and other viewers that will judge the cooked vegetable dish. Creativity of the presentation is expected. Show will run for a minimum of 15 minutes, maximum of 30 minutes. Tandaan, 15 to 30 minutes lang ang presentations natin. Now, Product performance. The students will produce a vegetable cooking show in attempt to show different skills gained from the different subjects. It should start with introduction. It should start with introduction to be followed by cooking show proper. The students will share their output to a greater audience via social media to influence the present youth to utilize time in a productive way. Show love of local known dish and life. Okay, to be discussed, the standard. Sino po ang magpe-present, Ma'am Rachel?
For the performance checklist, sir.
Sir Roland, sino yun?
Silo po, sir. Padiretso na lang po, sir, siguro. Yung rubrics.
Okay.
Apo. Padiretso na lang.
Sige, sir, i-run through ko na lang din po after.
Sige.
Okay.
Okay. Integrative rubrics. Gulen sa nayon. Vegetable cooking show. Name, grade the section, subject, score. Now, for pointing systems natin is 20, 15, 10, and 5. Letter A, content. Introductions. For these are the following.
George?
Yes po.
For a while, Sir George. Ayun. Okay. Meron na pala.
Okay.
Okay. Yung presentation daw. Sabi ni Ma'am Carol, baka yung presentation yun.
Okay na po?
Apo. Pa-zoom na lang siguro, Ma'am Rachel, no?
Hindi ko makita.
Oo, para naka-zoom. Ayan. Yan. Thank you.
Okay, 20 points, 15 points, 10 points, and 5 points. For letter A content, introduction, this 20 points. The background includes a brief introductions of a topic, main points, work within the steps that are clearly distinguished. Saan nawala na ako? Brief introductions, points within the steps that are clearly distinguished with supporting details. Models are used approximately. Transition are effective effective for coherent movement. From point to point, the speakers summarize the main points. Nawala ako. Okay. Effectively used. And okay lang, wait lang.
Sige, Sir George, help po kita.
Sige ma'am, okay.
Kaya?
Bring speech for circle and left the audience with a specific call to action and powerful clincher. Okay, next. The speaker introduced the speech adequately. General body organization steps were in clear or well-developed with one lapses in the use of models. Transition, where okay.
Sir George, you are reading
Yes.
the introduction.
Okay. Sir?
Are you reading the introduction part, sir?
Yeah, the
Yes,
content.
sir.
Yes.
Content, sir.
Content na. Okay, sige.
Okay.
Siguro you can just read, sir, the perfect score.
Okay.
Yung perfect score lang.
Okay, sige. Thank you. B, the presence of original native recipe, complete main ingredients. C, preparation or procedure. Follow correctly the procedures in preparing native vegetable dish and perform skill very satisfactorily without supervision and initiative and adaptivity to problem situations. Letter D, creativity. Done creativity and at least showing much relevance to the given task. Letter E, delivery. Use of natural variations of vocal characteristic, pace, pitch, power, pauses, and articulation. Consistently and effectively use eye contact to establish rapport with audience. Evidence of collaborative effort in the given task. Okay, these are the rubrics to be followed strictly by the students po.
Thank you so much, Sir George. Okay, so now I'll be
Okay.
presenting the performance checklist
Thank you,
as
sir.
well as to give you the run through kung paano siya napasok sa lahat ng mga subjects. So you students will be able to understand in a deeper manner. Okay, so sige. Performance checklist. Okay, so here we do have the MELC or the essential competencies per subject. Okay, for English, we have the use of language features of an argumentative text, such as modal verbs, conjunctions, and now we do have the formulation of claims. For Filipino, we do have nagagamit ng social media, katulad ng pahayagan, TV, internet, tulad ng FB, email, at iba pa. Then for mathematics, we have vegetables showing geometrical shapes are available. Creative slicing of vegetables showing geometrical shapes is evident. The design of the geometric art reflects an exceptional degree of student creativity in their creation or display. The geometric art design shows considerable attention to construction. The items are neatly trimmed. Okay. Science, presence of at least 3 electronic devices that use electromagnetic waves or radio waves such as cell phone, radio, speakers, microwaves, electrical heaters, cookers, cameras, etc. MAPE, recommended way of managing health issues, trends, and concerns. For TLE, prepared one chosen vegetable dish. As you could see, ito po ang naging anchor naming lahat, ang TLE, prepared one vegetable dish. ESP, nakakapagbigay ng halimbawa sa uri ng kilos ayon sa panagutan, kusang loob, di kusang loob, at walang kusang loob. AP, presented any chosen vegetable dish with special integration from dish famous from other countries. And what is this? For Mandarin, language in the show, vegetable names in Mandarin, greetings, etc. Okay, so to give you an overview, yun yung mga skills, yun yung mga competencies na meron kami per subject. Na kung titignan natin, dapat sana per subject meron kayong performance task. But what we did is we created this cooking show for all of you so that when you are done doing this one, you will be having one grade for all subjects na. So kung you will be able to get 100 points, that means you will be getting 100 points in all subjects na. Ganun po siya. Okay? So, what are we going to do? Again, if there will be questions, kindly put it in the chat box. Then later on, we'll be answering it during the open forum. But for now, let me just proceed with the discussion. So for the introduction, what we're going to do, the first part of the performance task is you are going to have an introduction. Okay? What should you do in the introduction? In the introduction, there should be a writer. Okay? Not a writer, but writers. Okay? So it's up to you on how you will be dividing the work in your group assigned by the TLE teachers. So these are the guide questions. If you will not be able to have the screenshot of this, don't worry, we'll be providing them to you after this orientation. Number 1, why is eating vegetables important? Cite evidences. So ito yung mga questions na kailangan yung masagot dun sa introduction. Number 2, why did your group choose this specific vegetable? What are the benefits of eating this specific vegetable? How is this vegetable more nutritious than the others? Are the chosen vegetables readily available in your area? How would you convince the audience to eat your chosen vegetable? Think of catchy lines. And number 5, how would you show accountability in the choices you have made in performing the duty as a group? Siyempre, kung meron tayong kanya-kanyang mga gagawin and we have different obligations, we have to be accountable. So how are you going to do that? Okay, how are you going to show that in the cooking show? Okay, so these are the guide questions that you have to answer in the introduction part. So, sa introduction part, iba yung mga hosts, iba rin yung mga writers sa introduction part. So, kung dun kayo mapupunta, yun yung gagawin nyo, then, magiging collaborative na dahil iba rin yung mga magluluto, iba rin naman yung magagawa ng mga ibang mga captions and stuff. Okay? So, tingnan natin ngayon, balik tayo dun sa rubric. Paano kayo mag-grade ng mga teachers? Paano naging connected yung mga subjects natin sa ating cooking show? Okay. So we will just be focusing on the target. Ang target natin is to get the 20 points per criteria, 'di ba? So for the content, dito papasok yung English. So you have to use the modals, the transitions, the claims properly. So si Ma'am Rosales at si Ma'am Payumo, diyan sila magi-grade. Okay? Papasok kami sa content. Then, in the content, kasali rin po ang MAPE. So, si Sir George at si Sir Nelson ay mag-grade din. Ano naman? Nakalagay dito, to get 20 points, selected a vegetable and cited at least 5 importance of the chosen vegetable in relation to healthy lifestyle. So, kung si Ma'am Rosales ay nagbigay ng 20, tapos si Sir George dito ay nagbigay ng 15, so we will get the average. Okay, so that will be your grade for letter A. For letter B, presence of original and native recipe, dito naman po papasok ang AP and ang TLE. Actually, ang TLE kabuuan. Pero ang ginawa po namin ngayon ay inati-hati namin pati ang rubric para ang bawat teacher ay may focus din kung saan kami mag-grade. So, kung present po ang inyong mga ang main ingredients ay complete according sa kung paano i-discuss to ng inyong mga teacher sa AP and sa TLE, so you will be able to get 20 points here in letter B. Presence of original or native recipe. Okay, that's another 20 points. For the next one, we have preparation and procedure. So dito naman papasok ang ESP. Follows correctly the procedures in preparing native vegetable dish and performs the skill very satisfactorily without supervision and with initiative. So dapat may kusang loob. So hindi dapat wala kapag may narinig si Ma'am Modino na reklamo na merong mga hindi nagpa-participate and so on. So doon natin makikita. Okay? For the next one, we have geometric unit displays use of 8 or more geometric shapes and can be identified. So, dito naman papasok ang mathematics. So, dapat makita daw ni Ma'am Rachelle, ayan, at ni Ma'am Alzate ang mga geometric shapes sa inyong mga gulay. Okay, so you will be having the freedom to choose what kind of vegetable you will be cooking. Okay, but make sure that when you plan as a group, make sure that you take note of the rubrics kasi yan yung target natin para makakuha tayo ng mataas na grade. And to learn at the same time and to have fun as well. Okay? And then creativity, done creatively and neatly showing much relevance to the given task. Okay? In the performance checklist. Dito rin papasok ang science. Presence of at least 3 electronic devices that use electromagnetic waves or radio waves, such as cell phone, radio, speakers, microwaves, electrical heaters, cookers, and cameras. Ayan. So, kung makikita natin, sa ating video, dapat makita nila yon, mapakita yon sa video para pag pinanood ng mga teachers nyo at mag-grade na nila, doon natin makikita kung ano yung grade na ibibigay nila. So you have to take note of the descriptions given. Next one, delivery. Ayan. So use of natural variation of vocal characteristics, pace, speech, power, pauses, articulation. Dito sa delivery, siguro papasok din ang ating sa Mandarin and sa English, pwede rin kasi dito. And we also have here in the Filipino, shared an output in social media. So yung output nyo, it has to be shared in a social media platform. And these are the considerations. All multimedia elements in the outputs work well together and demonstrate excellent synthesis. Okay, so yon. So yun po ang kabuuan ng ating rubric. So teachers do have a specific target kung ano yung aming i-grade and then we will come up with the averaging and we will have the final grade for each group. Okay, so this time is now the time for all of us to have the question and answer. So feel free to write down all your questions in the chat box and I'll be giving the floor to Sir Roland to administer the open forum. Thank you.
Okay, palakpakan po natin si Ma'am Rachel. Grabe. Okay, so lahat po nung nag-present. Okay, so si Dr. George Duran, palakpakan po natin. Okay, parang di ko naman nakikita yung palakpak nyo. Naka-close yung camera, no? Okay, so siguro this is the time for you to open the camera. Okay, so as you speak, if you have questions, Okay, so you can unmute and please open your camera so that we can see you. Okay, so mas okay rin yung nagkikita-kita tayo kahit virtual lang. Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, so sa lahat po. Okay, now so this time, okay, so we'll be going on the open forum. Ano ba open forum? Siyempre yung mga katanungan ninyo. Okay, so ano ba ang tanong niyo tungkol dito? Ngayon kung wala kayong tanong, ako magtatanong. Okay, just unmute your microphone na lang. Okay, so para marinig natin. Okay, Juan Paulo, you can unmute your microphone.
Sir, I have a
Yes.
question po regarding the people that have to be shown. Sabi po dito, sir, nabanggit po kanina yung director, cameraman, and scriptwriter. Need po ba sila na makita sa video, sir?
Okay, thank you for that question, Paulo. No, oo nga, no, kasi paano nga ba malalaman ng teacher na siya yun, no? Okay, so but you have the creativity at the end. Okay, so mayroon yang tinatawag na tawag dito, pwedeng pasukan niya ng bloopers kung mayroong sa bandang dulo. Okay, so para lang makita na siya yung nagbi-video. Pero at the presentation, syempre yung director hindi nakikita, di ba? Okay, kasi siya yung nagdi-direct. Okay, ang talagang nakikita sa presentation ay presentation host. Syempre, para kayong Paulo Villones, Chef Lagro. Okay, so Chris Aquino. Okay, so Tessie Tomas. Okay, parang ganun ang style noon. Okay, so writer, syempre, they are working at the background. Okay, so bahala na yung group noon kasi lahat naman ng grade ng group niyo, lahat naman ng grade or lahat ng grade na bibigay sa group niyo, damay lahat yan. Okay, so syempre, hindi niyo isasama yung walang ginagawa. Okay, so wag niyong gagawin yun. Yung walang ginawa, tapos sasama niyo. Okay, so yun. You can state at the credit part. May credit part naman yun sa video. And take note, okay, the minimum is 15 minutes and the maximum is 30 minutes only. Okay, so Paulo, do you have
Sir,
additional question?
just to be clear lang po, so we don't need po to show the director or cameraman, but as long as they are given credit, sir, at the end of the video.
Exactly.
Sir, there are kasi po, tawag dito, sir, yung po kasing sa setup po natin ngayon, sir, mostly ang mangyayari po, yung pong chef, sir, tsaka host, kanya-kanya na po sila ng video. So, pwede pong hindi na kami mag-include ng cameraman sa, sir, sa, sa credits na bibigyan po, ganun. Pwede pong
Okay, now, creativity is yours. Kayo nang bahala sa creativity nun. Okay, so, ang cameraman usually, kapag may ginagawa yung host, syempre, sa kanya yun, part niya yun, yung paano pagagalawin yung camera, pag may nagluluto, di ba? Okay, but make sure, please observe, okay, please maintain social distancing, ha? Okay, so, pag may ginagawa. Okay, so, it's the creativity of your group, actually. Okay, so sa lahat po ng teachers ng grade 10, baka gusto pong may magsalita. Okay, so baka gustong magdagdag. Okay, pwede po. Okay, grade 10 advisors, grade 10 teachers. Okay, you can add also. Yes, Paulo?
Good morning. Good afternoon, Sir Roland.
Yes po, ma'am. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon po. Actually, ang grade 10 naman po, sanay na sanay sila dyan sa magbablog na yan eh. Ang problema lang talaga po ay yung pag-grouping na lang po. Tapos, paano po nila gagawin yon? So, kailangan po talaga dito ay meron silang isang place na kung saan may parent din na dapat na nagumagabay. Kasi gagamit sila ng kitchen eh. So, kailangan din po talaga natin ng gabay ng mga magulang at yung permission din po nila kasi gagamitin yung kitchen. At kailangan nga po, tama pa yung sinasabi niyo kanina na they really have to observe the proper protocol. So, dapat limited lang ang number of students sa isang kitchen, mga anak, ha? Kasi, yun nga, hindi tayo pwede na marami. So, yung iba siguro na ibang member, kailangan ay meron din sila yung gagawin, pero hindi naman dapat lahat kayo nandoon. Kasi, ang iniisip ko nga kung paano ko sila i-group eh. Kasi kami pong TL yung mag-group, sir eh. So,
yes,
since ang estudyante natin ay more than 50, so alam nyo, yun yung burden ko ngayon kung paano ko sila group kasi yung iba nga po hindi nga nag-online. Paano ko rin sila paano kami magkakaroon ng communication dun sa mga hindi nag-online. So, yun lang po yung ano ko sa mga ibang students na please, humingi muna kayo ng permiso sa mga parents niyo bago kayo pumunta sa isang bahay at wag na wag masyadong madami. Yung iba, bigyan nyo na lang sila ng task na hindi na kailangan silang nandun dun. Yun lang po yung advice ko, sir. Thank you po.
Thank you
Sir
so much po.
Roland.
Okay, Ma'am Ellen. Yes po, Ma'am Rachel.
Ayan, sige po, I could address po siguro yung question ni Juan Paulo kanina regarding that one. If you in your group doesn't need to meet, kung kaya, kunyari, di ba may sariling camera, ako si chef, nagluluto ako, at meron akong cameraman sa bahay namin, pwede naman ako sa parent ko, mag-request sa aking okay lang po yun. Okay? Basta ang ating pong goal is to make sure that you come up with a cooking show. Bahala kayo kung paano kayo makakapag-come up. Pwedeng kanya-kanya kayong camera, yung host may sariling cam, tapos pagsasamahin nyo na lang. Kaya po, napaka-importante ng video editor sa panahon natin ngayon. Okay? Kaya
Yes.
po, ang mangyayari ngayon, yung task will be divided. So, hindi lahat magluluto, hindi lahat gagawa, mag-host, hindi lahat ganon. Unlike sa dati natin na yung mga usual natin, pag pinagawa kayo nila ma'am sa TLE ng cooking show, sa TLE lang kayong may grade. Ngayon, lahat pwede na. Magkakaroon kayo ng mga grade sa iba't ibang subjects na iba-iba rin naman ang gagamitin na iba-iba rin naman perform yung mga role. Okay, so you have the leeway kung paano, you have the freedom to do and I think we have to give the power, the empowerment to the leaders kung paano nila hahatiin ang kanilang mga group. Inform ko lang po, sa grupo po ni Ma'am Abungan po, sa mga hawak po ni Ma'am Abungan, ang nangyari po ay, I think sa Earth, nagkaroon sila ng 6 groups. Tapos sa ibang hawak niya like sa Mars, sa Pluto, sa Neptune at sa Saturn, ayan, ay meron silang 3 groups. Ayan, so depende po sa klase, depende po sa number of students na meron. Now, may question akong nakita dito, ma'am, kasama po ba ang modular? This is not a required performance task sa mga modular. It's up to you if you want to. If not, if you don't like to participate in this kind of performance task, it's okay. However, of course, we will be giving our own individual performance task. Ganun lang po ang mangyayari. Katulad din nung dati. Now, for online, I think, Sir Roland.
Yes, ma'am. Ang required lang natin dito ay yung nasa online modality.
Online.
Okay, yung modular, it's up to them kung gusto nilang mag-join. Okay, kumbaga, hindi naman natin totally pinagbabawalan, but yung mga nasa modular, pwede din sumali kung gusto po nila. Okay, but make sure hindi lang yung sasali na nanggugulo lang. Yung may magandang magagawa. Kasi sa section 1, merong modular at the moment, pero matatalino yun. Okay, so, pwede nang sumali. Okay, now, Ma'am Rachel, thank you so much sa paalala. Okay, galing. Lalo na rin kay Ma'am Guanyo. Ma'am Guanyo, thank you so much. Guys and girls, reminders. Okay, so yung gagamiting kitchen, magpaalam muna. Kasi ipopost po yan sa social media. Baka po may magalit ng mga magulang, ha. Okay, so make sure maganda yung background. Okay, so medyo presentable yung background naman ng ma-share ninyo. Baka mamaya, nag-video kayo, kasama na yung trash can, kasama yung may basura.
Sir Roland.
Yes, sir.
May tanong lang ako. Paano nila i-deliver ito? English ba o Tagalog?
Ayun, okay, tama, Sir George. Okay, so may tanong nga ulit dyan din sa chat box, sir, kung Taglish ba ito. Of course, okay, ang presentation nito, this is a cooking show. Okay, so combination of 8 subjects, and the combination of those subjects, okay, there are 2 media, or there are 2 languages that we are using, Filipino and English. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng mag-Tagalog, pwedeng mag-English. Kasi ang requirement sa English, of course, English. The use of modals. Okay, so yun, English yun. Then, sa TLE part, mayroon dong Mandarin. Okay, sa section 1 lang naman ata yun. Okay, so they need to translate the Mandarin, for example, Mandarin word of pipino. Okay, so pipino means Pyongyang songa. Hindi, joke lang. Okay, so mga ganong examples. Okay, so kung saan mas convenient, okay, kung saan mas convenient at saan kung kailangan, doon dapat. Okay, so of course sa araling panlipunan, ano yun? Combination yun, Tagalog-English.
Yan, Sir Roland.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes po, Ma'am Carmen.
Nagpasabi si Ma'am Kai, hindi raw siya makabalik kasi nalaglag din siya.
Lag 101 na tayo ma'am sa loob.
Sir Roland, may question ako ulit.
Yes po, sir. Thank you, Ma'am Carmen.
Kailan po ito gagawin at kailan po yung deadline nito?
Ayun, thank you, sir, for that question, sir. Okay, so mga bata, okay, so mga magulang, okay, ang performance po na ito ay gagawin lang po this week. Okay, wala na pong ibang extension, ibang week, kasi mag-e-end po tayo ng February 27, so second quarter. Okay, now, ang tanong, kailan nila gagawin? This week po. Okay, so paano? Okay, so ang strategy po ngayong week ay ang gagawin po ng bawat bata sa bawat subject ay less activity na po ngayon. Ibig sabihin, kunti lang po ang ibibigay ng teachers ngayong week, tapos hahaluan na po ng paggawa ng cooking show na po ito. Okay, now, ang suggestion, okay, so nasabi naman po ito sa bawat teacher na ang suggestion natin ay usually mayroong 3 hours. 2 hours sa asynchronous, then 1 hour sa synchronous. Ang mangyayari, katulad sa science, okay, so kukuha ang students doon sa 1 hour for synchronous or asynchronous. Ibig sabihin, doon na nila gagawin yung part na yon. Okay, so doon na sila mag-uusap-usap. Okay, ibig sabihin, sa 8 subjects, mayroong 1 hour free, meaning to say, you have 8 hours. You have 8 hours to talk with each other or to accomplish the task. So, katulad sa science, ang ibibigay kong activity, isang piraso lang. Okay, so isa lang. Okay, so isa lang. Anong gagawin lang nun? Basahin lang yung worksheet. Okay, so pag nabasa yung worksheet, those are informations na. Okay, so then after that, gagawa na po kayo ng vegetable cooking show. Okay, so big sabihin, sa English, isa o dalawang activity lang. Sa math, isa o dalawa lang. Okay, so na hindi masyado mabigat. Okay, so for the performance, ang written works naman, wala naman tayong periodical test, kanya-kanyang diskarte na lang sa written works. Pero sa performance, ito po yung suggestion for this week. Hanggang ngayong week lang po gagawin, then less na ang binibigay na teacher, I guess, nagkaintindihan naman kami sa lahat ng guro, na konti lang ang ibibigay na activity ngayong week, then yung ibang oras ay iaalat na lang para doon sa cooking show.
Sir,
ang tanong, kailan ang pasahan?
Sir, may tanong po ako.
Yes, Paulo.
Yung pong sir, time, gaano po kahaba yung time na ibibigay, sir, per subject? And
1 hour. 1 hour per subject. I guess okay na naman siguro yun, Ma'am Carmen, no?
Okay lang po, sir.
Okay lang po, no? Ma'am Carol, ay wala pala.
So bali po, mas maaga pong matatapos yung namin, sir, yung bawa po, ang klase is 8 to 12, sir. So parang yung 8 to 11 na lang po, ganun, sir.
Same time allotment tayo, same time allotment. Okay, yung yung division of time lang, kayo na lang ang bahala roon. Walang changes sa time allotment. Okay, so ganun pa rin. Kaso nga lang, yung interaction ninyo sa teacher, at sa ipapagawa, lesson na yung gagawin. Okay, so yung 1 hour, allotted talaga yon para sa vegetable cooking show. Kaya leaders, officers, please claim it. Please claim it from your teachers, baka nakalimutan sa mga subject teacher ninyo. Na you have just at least 2 hours of academic work and 1 hour, kung 3 hours man katulad ng science at saka math, 3 hours yun. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so ibig sabihin, pwedeng Monday, Tuesday, mayroon kayong academic work, then Wednesday, usap-usap na kayo doon online. Okay, so kumbaga gagamitin nyo na yun, yung time na yun para pag-usapan nyo na yung ano ninyo, yung gagawin ninyo. And it would start, okay, so after this orientation, bala na kayo mag-usap-usap or by tomorrow.
Sir,
Okay,
pwede
now,
po magtanong.
Sir,
yes
meron
po.
lang
Sir,
sabihin si
parang,
Ma'am Cyril.
Yes po.
Sir, Sir
Yes po.
Barcelon.
Si Ma'am Cheryl, yes po, Ma'am Cheryl.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon po
Yes
sa
po.
lahat.
Good afternoon po.
Sa Mandarin po, baka kasi since cooking show siya, baka yung simple words like lang yung pwede nilang masabi. Kasi pag sinabi natin, for example, yung instructions mismo, yung paano lulutuin, baka maano po yung mga bata eh.
Ay, oo. Yes, Ma'am Cheryl. Thank you sa note. O nga pala.
Ingredients, condiments, yung mga ganun lang natin, sir.
Tama. Opo.
Pwede ho yung minutes lang, ilang minutes lulutuin. Pero yung halimbawa, yung mismong paano ko lulutuin.
Procedural. Yung procedure,
Baka ho,
English na lang. Okay.
Or pwede siguro, Ma'am She, yung yung Mandarin version ng pangalan ng gulay na yon. If
Ayun.
meron.
Oo, yun lang. Kumbaga, yun lang.
Yung ingredients po, yung condiments, kaya po nila yun. Pero kung paano lulutuin po, baka ho, hindi ho, mahihirapan po sila eh. Kasi, like for example, yung paano siya ilalagay ng ganito, tapos isasati, ganun, kung ano-ano pa po. Medyo malawak na po yun, sir eh.
Oo nga.
Talaga, sir, ang kailangan magsalita ng ganyan.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Cheryl. Buti Ma'am, pumasok ka. Okay, so mga bata, reminders. Okay, sa procedure, wala pong magsasalita ng Mandarin. Ang Mandarin lang po ay translation lang po ng vegetables or kahit sa greetings lang. Huwag pong i-Mandarin yung procedure kasi baka hindi po maintindihan nung nag-grade sa inyo. Okay, medyo mahirap-hirap yun. Okay, so full Mandarin, hindi ina-advise sa paunti-unti lang. Okay, thank you Ma'am Chef for the note. Again, so kailan ang pasahan? Yun ang tanong doon. May nakita ko ritong tanong, deadline. Okay, so ang pasahan po ay, ang pinaka-final na pasahan ay February 27, 2021. Okay, so that's Saturday. Online naman ang pasahan, walang problema. Ang tanong, kanino ipapasa? Okay, of course sa inyong TLE teachers. Okay, kasi pag-cooking talaga sa inyong TLE teachers. Then you can furnish a copy sa bawat teacher nyo. Okay, kung gusto nila. Pero ang pinaka-main talaga unang papasahan ay ang inyong TLE teachers since iyan ay cooking. Now, ang tanong, kailan namin malalaman na nag-start na kayo, na may ginawa kayo? Okay, mag-check kami by Monday. Every teacher, okay, next Monday, February 22, okay, so mag-check po kami isa-isa by subject. Okay, sa gawa ninyo, sa output ninyo. Ngayon, if we can have suggestions for improvements, and if you can take it, okay, so okay lang din. Okay po.
Sir, pwede pong paki-clear po ulit kung kailan po yung submission.
Okay,
ano po yung exact date?
Thank you so much, Paolo. Submission deadline, last day of submission is February 27, 2021, since it's the last day of our second quarter. After ng pagdating ng March, ano na po tayo? Third quarter na. Okay, so last day ng ating second quarter ay February 27, 2021. Last day na po yun. Pero you can pass once na nagdaan na kayo ng kumustahan ng inyong teacher. Okay, so once na kumusta na kayo ng teacher, na ipakita nyo na yung ano nyo, yung gawa nyo, okay, so sa bawat subject area, pwede nang ipasa after that. Okay, so you can pass it between February 22 and February 27. Okay, so you can have the best time for improvement. Okay, so tandaan, hindi po ito ginawa para pahirapan kayo ha. Okay, so change your mindset. Okay, kumbaga yung mindset ninyo, isipin ninyo na hindi ito ginawa para pahirapan kayo. Actually, we are developing your talents. Someday, somehow, may makikita kaming Paulo Bejones, may makikita kaming Chris Aquino, may makikita kaming Chef Logro. Okay, so may makikita kaming, malay mo, later on, naglalakad kami sa dancer. Okay, ma'am, sakay po kayo. Okay, very successful na po ako. Kumbaga, yung skills na naituro ninyo, na-apply na po namin ngayon. Okay, so that's the main goal. Okay, so this is a lifelong learning. Okay, so we are developing skills for your lifelong learning. Okay, so or for your actual application in your job or whatever.
Thank you, Sir Roland. Ayan, sige sir, ibasahin ko lang po yung ibang mga questions para ma-address po natin. Okay. So here we do have from Christian, from CJ. Tapos kailangan po ba na makita yung mga audience sa video? Actually, hindi kailangan makita yung audience. Ang kailangan kayo ang makita namin. So kung ang tanong nyo, kung magkakagrade ba ang mga batang walang ginawa, wag nyo pong isama sa listahan ng mga walang ginawa para wala po silang grade. Okay, marami pong mga roles because we have hosts. Sa introduction, we have hosts. We do have the writer sa introduction. We also have the director as overall. We have the video editors. We have the researchers pagdating dun sa mga sa vegetable. We have the chef and the assistants. Ayan, so ikalat po natin ang mga maaaring gawin. Question from Angeli, hanggang ilang members po ang pwede sa isang group? Depende po yan sa TLE teachers. Ayan, we are giving the the power to the TLE teachers to decide for that. Mag-gradean din po ba yung ibang student na audience? Ayan, ulitin po namin, wala pong audience. Okay, ang manonood po ng audience na manonood ay dahil lang shinare nyo siya sa social media. Okay, pero yung uupo lang tapos may grade, wala pong ganun. Ano po yun? Wrong turn. Joke. Ayan. Magbibigay pa rin po ba ng worksheet sa loob ng 2 weeks sa preparation for cooking show? Katulad po ng sabi ni Sir Roland, this week po, we do have, 3 days per subject. Hihingi po kayo ng 1 day allotted sa teachers nyo po. Per subject po, bibigyan namin kayo ng 1 day. Okay? So, yun po ang pwede namin ibigay. And then, aside from that, magle-lesson kami ng mga activities na ibibigay sa inyo. So, kailan po ang deadline? Nasagot na to ni Sir Roland kanina, February 27 po. Deadliest deadline. Kasi kung hindi po, sa March na po namin, isasama yung grade nyo. Okay? Sir, deadliest na yan kasi last na yan dahil March 3rd grading na po.
Yes,
Sir,
po,
this week po ba yung gawain? So, pwede po yung deadline na ibang gawain madagdagan kasi po bago lang kami sa ganito. Ano pong ibig sabihin? Ito nga po yung adjustment din namin that we are giving 1 hour per subject po. Ayan. Sir, di po basta-basta ang pag-edit. Isang video kun 1 week lang po. I think 2 weeks naman to, sir, no?
Oh, kasi February 27
Opo. So,
We are
siguro,
February 15.
yung director na lang siguro, yung leader na bigyan nyo ng time limit. Ito, dapat makaluto ng ganitong araw, ganyan, para yung editors din ay magkaroon ng enough time. Huwag po natin gahuli ng editors kasi nga, mahirap naman talagang mag-edit.
Ma'am
Sir,
Rachel.
yes,
Rachel.
Sir George.
Tanong ko lang, para hindi magka-hold, dapat magawa na nila yung recipe pa-forward para mabilis silang makapag-conceptualize. Para hindi
Sir,
ko
ano yan?
nagagahol.
Sa kanila yan with TLE teachers po. Kasi hindi natin yan, sila po with TLE teachers po mag-uusap-usap regarding dun sa kanilang mga dish po.
Kasi concern ko, ma'am, yung mga mag-e-edit.
Opo, ayan na po ang TLE teacher, Ma'am Abungan. Yes, ma'am.
Bali po, yung mga leaders po, nakausap ko na po yan, na sinabi ko nga po na agad-agad kailangan magawa po nila yung sa recipe, ma-distribute nila yung task. Nag-group na po kami, i-distribute na po yung task. Yun po, medyo may problema lang kami sa Pluto kasi yung sa leaders nag-back out. So, ayusin ko pa po yung sa Pluto. Pero the rest po, itong week na po, sinabi ko po na sa kanila yan na dapat magawa nila kasi para by next week, editing na lang po talaga sila. Yung sa Earth, medyo okay na po yung usap nila. Siguro yung iba na lang, babalikan na lang po namin sa iba.
Yeah, siguro nga po, that is a better idea na 1 week, this week will be allotted for the cooking itself and the video, blah, 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 raw videos. And then the other week will be for editing.
Ma'am Rachel,
yes,
excuse me po. Yung sa akin po, hindi ko pa po nag-group. Pasensya na po. Kasi, kukonti lang lagi nag-online. Pero, I will see to it na bukas mag-group ko na po sila. Pasensya na po, pero i-group ko na po. Sorry kasi senior ako dati, kaya medyo, ako.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No
Thank
worries
you,
po.
Ma'am Ellen.
Hindi
Ma'am,
daw
you
po,
could,
pero I will see to it na gagawin ko po itong pag-group. Maybe tonight, yung iba baka ngayon or until tomorrow.
yes, ma'am.
Bigyan
Thank
niyo
you
lang
so
ako ng
much, Ma'am Ellen. You could
Salamat
coordinate
po.
po, ma'am, sa advisors, ma'am, para madali po yung ano
Opo,
po ng
ma'am.
listahan po. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
po.
Ma'am
Ayan, Sir
Rachel,
Roland, may nakalagay lang dito. Ay, yes, sir.
reminder lang natin ha sa mga bata. Reminder po, ngayong week lang po ito gagawin. Wala na pong mababalitaan na next week may ginagawa pa po.
Sir?
Kasi next week, iba na po ang task.
Hindi, sir.
Okay,
Video
sir.
editing will be next
Video
week
editing,
talaga.
ayun,
Hindi kaya
opo.
yan this week.
Pero ang ma'am, ang paggawa niyan,
Opo, yung
pagluluto,
1 day na binibigay
dapat
natin this week
in
lang po.
this week magawa doon sa 1 hour allotted time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Opo.
Ayan. So, paalala po sa lahat, i-grab po natin yung opportunity ng 1 hour per subject this week. Ayan. So, mag-uusap-usap na po kayo kung kayo mapunta sa introduction. Mag-usap-usap na kayo during that time. Kung kayo mapunta sa cooking show, mag-usap-usap, ganyan. Video editing, tignan nyo po, makakapag-usap na kayo sa mga director and staff.
Ma'am Rachel,
Ayan.
tanong natin kay Ma'am Carmen, baka pwedeng, ang tawag dito, pumili tayo ng best group, no? Tapos bibigyan natin ng award later.
Pwede yun, sir. Magkuha tayo ng
Carmen, no?
best. Pwede naman yun, sir. Na kumuha tayo ng isang best group tapos bigyan natin ng award.
Kumaga per class, kukuha tayo ng isa. Tapos, yung buong grade level, yun na lang yung pag-anuhin. Yung walong sections. So, mayroong one entry per class, except section 1. Okay.
Ayan. So, eto sir, may concern lang siguro si Sofia. Sir, Monday pa lang po, 3 na gawain namin. Ayan. So, baka naman yung teacher nyo, Sofia, Tuesday or Wednesday ang ibibigay sa inyong free time. So, wag mag-alala. Pwedeng makiusap sa teacher. May isang araw yan. Alam nyo, nag-usap-usap naman kami at malamang naman po ay bibigyan kayo ng 1 day. Baka hindi pa lang today. Ayan, may bukas pa. Ayan, sir. Kaya 1 week po yung ibang members
relax
po
lang
mahirapan.
muna,
Ano
Kaya
to, kay Joanna, di kaya ng 1 week po kasi yung ibang members po mahirapan makipag-cooperate. Whoever is willing po, kasi hindi naman lahat magluluto kung saan kayo ma-assign. So, ang first thing siguro na dapat gawin ay mag-usap and mag-volunteer kung saan kayo, saan nyo mas gustong mag-participate, sa ang part doon. Kasi you could have it in the introduction, you could have it in the cooking show itself, we could be in the background part as well. So, depende po sa inyo. Concern lang din kanina yung sa language, no? Sa Filipino and sa English. Siguro, so, for us to have the, kasi yung content sa rubric, pumasok yan sa English. And then sa pag-share sa social media and the multimedia elements, pumasok yun sa Filipino sa delivery. So siguro yung introduction natin, yung video introduction would be in English. And then the cooking show could be in Filipino or Taglish, bahala kayo. Okay, para lang meron tayong focus. Sa Mandarin, it's up to you on how you're going to integrate it. And then, sir, pwede po until next week. Next week po talaga siya. Ayan, hanggang February 27. Ano pa po? Meron pa po ba tayong hindi nasagot na mga katanungan?
Ma'am Rachel.
Yes, Ma'am Carmen.
May nag-flash na tanong, nasa Jupiter daw po ba need pa ng Mandarin? Well, kung hindi nyo naman subject ang Mandarin, no need.
Oo, kung nasa Mandarin kayo, under kayo kay Ma'am She, kayo ang mag-Mandarin.
Yes,
kasi ang
okay. Kung hindi, huwag ipilit.
Oo, pag wag na lumabas pag hindi kaya mag-comply. Ayan, joke lang. Ayan, so
meron Ma'am Rachel lang nagtitik lang yata ng Mandarin. Earth lang.
Sa Earth lang.
Ma'am. Kasi pinasok po lang natin para talaga ma-integrate din po sila sa TLE kasi baka sila hindi naman. Opo. So sila ang magmamandarin po. Yan.
Paulo, may question ka pa, nak?
Ma'am, worry lang po tanong lang po namin, tuloy po ba yung Romeo and Juliet namin sa Filipino?
Ayun yun.
Sige po, we give the floor na lang po siguro sa ating mga Filipino.
Ma'am Base, si Ma'am Base wala nalag siya.
Sige. tanong na lang po namin sa kanya.
Parang may
Thank
point
you po.
dito si Juan Paulo.
Kasi
Kawawa
sabay-sabay
naman.
eh.
Nandito po ba si Ma'am Treyes or si Ma'am Base? Kung si Ma'am Base po ay nalag, si Ma'am Treyes po kaya ay
Si Ma'am
nandito?
Base kasi yung teacher nila.
Ah,
Inalag
okay,
siya.
okay.
Ano yung sa Romeo and Juliet?
Opo, ma'am. Baka naman pwedeng ano.
Ano daw yun, Paulo?
Ma'am, ano po kasi, bali parang output rin po namin siya, ano po, para pong ano ma'am, magpi-play po kami, pero online po siya. Tapos, ang deadline din po namin is 27 po. So, parang
Mag-overlap.
sasabay po siya sa cooking
Okay,
show po.
okay. Ayan, so
Ma'am Treyes, siguro pwedeng ma-address po sa ano, ma'am? Sa head po ng Filipino po, kay Ma'am Bonode. Baka po pwedeng except mo na ngayong week.
Okay, kahit kahit pagkatapos na, mayahabol pa naman yung Romeo and Juliet. Tapusin muna natin ng cooking show kasi 8 subjects ang nakasalalay dito, di ba? Kaya pakiusapan na lang si Ma'am Base through Mrs. Bonode na ipagpaliban muna. Wag muna itong week na ito and the other week.
Sabayan.
Kasi may kasabay.
Kasi graded po ito, graded. Ito ang graded talaga.
Ito yung pinag-usapan kasi. Okay.
Oo, ito ang pinaka-graded.
Okay.
yes.
Sige.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Treyes.
Okay,
Ayan.
kay Ma'am Basi muna
Base.
and then kay Ma'am Bonode. Okay,
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ayan, Sir Roland, meron pa rin dito. Hanggang ilan po yung minimum and maximum ng video? I think you are just going to pass one video. Yung video na yun, it encompasses the introduction and the cooking show itself. And yung length po ng video ay, Sir Roland,
15 minutes.
to 30 ba?
Up to 30 minutes.
Or, ayan, 15 to 30. Wala na pong, kasama na po yun lahat. Lahat-lahat na siya, full
Simultaneous
pack na
na
siya.
yun, mula dun sa umpisa hanggang dire-diretso.
Yes,
Hindi yung
yan.
nakakat siya, introduction, ganun. Hindi, continuous po yun.
Kasi recorded
Yes,
naman ang
ma'am.
ipapasa niya sa amin. So here we also have one. I wanna ask po, leader po ako ng group ko, but nasa malayong lugar po ako ngayon, currently on Montalban, at di pa pwede mag-travel. Paano po yun? I-split ko na lang po yung individual ang mga gawain po. Yun, Quent. I think as a leader, if you are going to grab the opportunity of this one in the online performance task, ang gagawin natin ay kung hindi naman kasi kailangan talaga magkita-kita. Kung kaya naman talagang gawin yan online. Kasi kami nga mga teachers, nakapag-perform kami sa English department, di kami nagkita-kita. Lahat yon editing. So, depende sa inyo kung paano nyo siya gagawin. Pwede kayong mag-Zoom link, mag-Google Meet, mag-chat kung paano nyo iisipin. Tapos kanya-kanya kayong mga video. Ang magiging trabaho talaga nito ay yung video editor. So, yun ang pag-uusapan nyo talaga. Hindi siya required na magkita-kita po. Okay?
Speaking
So,
of video
hindi siya
editors from
magiging...
Rachelle,
Yes, sir.
siguro, Ma'am Carmen, additional, baka pwede tayo din magkaroon ng search, best director or best video editors, no?
Pwede, sir.
Or
Hanapan natin ng ano yan, sir. Ano bang
no?
ibibigay natin certificate?
Opo, tsaka kung may cash.
May mag-i-sponsor. Pwede.
Yes po,
Wow.
tingnan po natin. Opo.
Manonolisip tayo, sir.
Sir,
Ibang
mabibigay ng cash.
Ayan. Kay Ma'am Guanyo po, pwede rin po ba sabihin natin magandang opportunity ito sa mga batang walang grade sa first grading para makabawi po sila? Ma'am Guanyo, in this part po, hindi po kami
Precisely.
makapromise din. Depende po sa subject kung papayagan po na part na po yun ng first quarter. Kasi in our case po sa English, may iba po kami for remediation kasi syempre may mga students na effort naman po ng first quarter. So this time, ano po sila kasi may hila ang mga grades nila kung magpe-perform po sila sa performance task for the second quarter. Juan Paulo, Ma'am Rachelle, paano po yung essay sa English as output? Tuloy pa po. Wala pa naman kami binibigay na performance task, Juan Paulo. So, sa dulo yon dapat. Sa dulo yon dapat. Pero if we will be kasi itong part na to medyo late siyang in-approve, itong performance output namin, kayo lang din yan lumabas. Kaya kami naman pa yung na mag-essay. So, yung mga hindi magpa-performance task, malamang essay and argumentative speech ang gagawin nila sa individual activity nila. Kung hindi, i-grab itong cooking show. Ayan. Section marks po needed na rin po na use of Mandarin in language and greeting. No need. But if you want to, no problem. Pero hindi kayo required. Sa mga hindi under ng Mandarin, hindi kayo required. But doon sa mga under ng Mandarin, required. Kasi doon kukuha ng grade si Ma'am Nicolas. Yan. So, I guess wala na, Sir Roland. Natapos na ang ating question and answer.
Opo, sana nga. Baka may tanong pa.
Ayan.
Hindi ko may
Kung
tanong.
meron pa po, sige, feel free na lang po to, to
Just
type.
unmute. Or teachers, baka may reminders mula sa teachers. Grade 10 teachers, baka may reminders po.
Ayan.
May ano lang po, may parang clarification lang po.
Sige, Alvin.
Kasi po, based sa narinig ko po kanina, 15 minutes po yung minimum time. Tama po. Kaso
Yes,
po,
15 to 30.
kunwari po kaming nag-edit, syempre po madami pong file sa phone namin. So, yung phone po namin, medyo napupuno na po sa storage. And yung mga video editing na na-afford lang po namin is less than 15 minutes po siya. So, hindi nakaka-exceed ng 15 minutes. Paano po yun? What if hindi po kami umabot dahil din po sa storage ng phone namin? May deduction po ba yung group namin?
What do you mean hindi umabot? Hindi umabot sa 15 minutes?
Na 15 minutes.
Yes po.
Ay, hindi naman. Basta kasi ang kami naman, tingnan natin yung rubric ha. Sa rubric, wala namang nakalagay doon na specific na pag nakakuha kayo ng 10 minutes ay wala kayo. Basta nakaano kayo ng introduction at ng cooking show itself, wala namang problema sa amin yun. Basta ganito, mga students, kindly take note of the rubric kasi yun yung target natin. Doon kayo makakuha, malalaman kung bakit ganito yung grade nyo, paano kayo makakuha ng 20 points.
So,
Okay.
you
Sa
will
criteria
figure
tayo.
Siguro,
Sa
Ma'am Rachel,
rubric tayo
adjust
titingin.
natin. Ma'am
Ano,
Rachel,
sir? Yes, sir?
adjust natin grade 10 teachers, adjust natin yung minimum, gawin natin 10.
Sige, sir, kasi actually wala naman tayo naman pinag-isipan lang natin na para hindi ganun kahaba.
At least yung maximum
Diba?
lang,
Yun lang naman talaga siya.
maximum 30 minutes. So, less yung natin yung minimum time. Okay,
Sige,
so
sir, no worries. Basta magawa nila yung video po. Wala namang kaso.
mas friendly yan sa teachers kasi hindi nahahaba masyado ang panonood.
Huwag na
Yes.
tayong, sir, magbigay ng
Ng time
Oo,
limit.
yeah.
Minimum.
Limit.
Wala
Oo.
nang minimum. Okay, sige,
Maximum na
sige
lang.
po.
As
No
long as
worries.
nakuha nila lahat yung nandun sa
Maximum.
rubrics, nalagay yon,
Yes.
meron tayong makikita nasa rubrics, tapos ang usapan. Yun ang
Yes. Ayan. Kaya rin naman namin
Okay
nilagay
po.
yung maximum para hindi rin sobrang haba ang gawin nyo. Kasi baka pasahan nyo kami ng
Isang oras.
teleserye, di ba? Baka kal namin episode na ng K-drama.
Oo.
Ayan. So, kung wala nang tanong, pasign na ako sa attendance natin. I posted the attendance link in our chat box para kung meron pa kaming kailangan pang mga i-address na issues, malaman din namin. Ayan. So, while you are having your attendance, may I now call on Ma'am Treyes for her closing remarks.
Isang mapagpalang hapon sa lahat kay Ma'am Carol. Okay, sa lahat ng nagturo ng grade 10 na nasa GMIT ngayon. Sa pagtatapos ng orientation na ito ngayong hapon, sa performance task o sa, dito sa gagawin natin, summative assessment, inaasahan namin lahat na ang mga mag-aaral, lalo na sa online modality, ay makikinisa upang mapagtagumpayan ang gawain ito na magsisilbing ebidensya na talagang may natutunan ang lahat. First time, di ba? Hindi lang sa inyo, pati na rin sa aming mga guro. 8 subjects na may iba't ibang skills o kasanayan ang lilinangin natin. Ipapakita ninyo batay sa rubrics na ibinigay. I hope lahat ay magpa-participate, magpapakita ng iba't ibang kakayahan, mag-e-effort para sa ikapagtatagumpay ng gawain ito. At ang pinakamahalaga, nag-enjoy ang lahat habang isinasagawa ang Integrative Summative Assessment na ito. Okay, isang magandang hapon muli sa inyong lahat.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Treyes. Ayan, so I hope po na nailatag namin ng malinaw ang ating performance task. And we are now giving you students the opportunity to learn and to have a grade in 8 subjects just for one performance task. Ayan, so hayaan natin na ma-enjoy natin yung process. Ang leaders, dahil kayo ang naririto sa meet, we are expecting for you to have the list of roles na sa tingin nyo magiging importante, and then ask volunteers. Kasi mas maganda siguro yung volunteer para alam nila na kaya nilang gawin yung task. And buuin nyo muna yung pinaka-plan, and then tsaka nyo pag-usapan kung paano nyo siya gagawin. So again, pwede kayo mag-request sa mga teachers nyo ng 1 hour break sa ating mga 3-day. Diba, we have 3 days naman per subject, so you could have that one day break with the teacher. So yun po. So I hope na mayroon kayong mga nalinawan sa lahat ng mga questions na ibinigay. And we just wanna say God bless sa inyong performance task. Alam namin na kaya nyo yan. And alam namin na mas marami pa kayong malalaman at madidiscover sa pamagitan ng mga task na ito. So God bless you all. Ayan.
Picture taking muna tayo. Picture taking.
Picture taking daw. Sir Roland,
Okay,
ikaw na
palakpan
po.
po natin si Ma'am Rachelle at sa ang lahat po. Okay, so lahat po na nagtulungan, palakpan po natin. Please open the camera po for a picture taking. Ma'am Rachelle, pwede sigurong patanggal mo na yung yung presentation.
Sige, sir. Noted.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Para sa pag-picture dito, yung buo tayo.
No, kidokes.
Okay, so please open your camera.
Dami nila, grabe.
Kung okay lang.
Kakatabi. Ano ba yun?
Picture taking tayo.
Bumsangay.
Okay, camera please, open. Okay, camera open please. Huwag mo na mag-leave, picture taking mo na. Okay, so this is a yearly attendance. Okay, so please open the camera. Okay, so we will count 1, 2, 3. Tama ba, Ma'am Rachelle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so wala mo na mag-leave kasi may note na nakalagay. Okay, so please open the camera. Okay.
Sir,
so,
ikaw yung magsa-shot.
Pwede rin, ma'am, ikaw. Tulong tayo.
Ako din.
Kanya-kanya shot. Kanya-kanya shot.
Kanya-kanya shot.
Okay. So
Okay,
ready?
1.
Okay na, Ma'am Rachel?
Meron ba?
Ulit. 1, 2, sandali may nag-lift. Ano ba yung mukha na tabunan. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, thank you so much. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Hi, sir. Sir! Sir!
Isa pa.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Thank you po, Ma'am, sir. Bless you all.
Okay, salamat.
Okay.
Okay, God bless po sa lahat.
Salamat po.
Thank you, sir. Thank you po talaga, sir. Bye, sir.
Ma'am Rachel, Ma'am Guanyo, Sir George.
Thank you po!
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Natural.
Bye.
Thank you po, sir.
Salamat po sa lahat.
Thank you, Ma'am Rachel.
Ma'am Reyes, thank you.
Welcome po.
Yes. Sir Duran.
First time.
Belated Happy Valentine.
Belated Happy Valentine.
Salamat, Ma'am Christy.
Thank you po.
Okay, Ma'am Christina, thank you po.
Kaya ka nga, Ma'am Christy.
Kasi po, nalalaglag kami dito, hina ng net. Pasensya na po. Tsaka pinospon po ni Ma'am yung staff meeting.
Okay, thank you so much po.